Hey everybody. Thanks for checking out my stream today. My name is Jonathan. I am on day 19 of my health and wellness challenge. I've challenged myself to focus on my health and wellness over the next 3 years because I found myself at 38 years old, over 500 pounds. I started this challenge here at 519.8 pounds. To kick off my challenge, I am starting it with a 30-day fast, which I am 19 days into as well. Right off here, we're going to get to the weigh-in. So yesterday, my weight at the stream yesterday was 465.2 pounds. I'm going to get this up and running here. Broadcast today's total here. All right. So that is there. And we got it up and running. So let's see what today's total is. We are at 462.4. I think it really wanted to hang on to, what was it there? It really wanted to say 61.6, but it did switch to 462.4, which I got to be happy with. I mean, that is 2.8 pounds since yesterday. That is back up over 2 pounds again. Because if you were following along, for the last 2 days, I have been under a 2 pound weight loss. And so seeing a 2.8 is pretty awesome. It's really motivating to see, big numbers still 20 days in. But it is, I'm expecting to see these big numbers because I'm not, bringing any food in. It's all on what my body, the fat my body's burning off of it. So, um, with that, let me get this up here on the top showing. That is way down here. So that's 462.4. So might as well update the million calorie challenge while I am here. So what the million calorie challenge is that it has helped me in the past to use the idea that the excess body fat that is around my body to view it as like a piggy bank. And so with that, if I have 300 excess pounds and each calorie is 3,500 calories, or each pound is 3,500 calories, then I have over a million calories to lose. And so I have been keeping track of the total lost here, and I am pretty excited because that one actually just popped over 200,000. So I'm at 200,900, they say, which is really cool. I'm getting real close to that 250,000. I'm gonna have to think of something, maybe, who knows? Maybe it'll be as simple as putting a badge or something up on my screen behind me or something, or maybe I'll buy myself something real nice. You know? But yeah, I want to have something for 250, 500, 750, and then obviously the 1 million. So if anybody has any ideas for those, go ahead, throw them in the chat. I'll see all the comments later, and that will help. And maybe even if I'm a year down the road, if you suggest something here, it might be a reward I hadn't thought of or seen. So that would be great. So we kind of jumped way ahead here. The got the weight in. We did the million calorie challenge. The one of the things I wanted to talk about here, kind of starting, was is and I kind of it was part of yesterday's as far as like the waiting to. So I guess what I'm wondering is what's keeping you from starting your diet now and sticking to it? Like what's what's the thing in your head that you've decided is keeping you from doing your diet or getting going forward with it or getting started, and why are you letting that keep you from dieting? And so I guess, like I referenced yesterday, the you don't start your diet because, oh, we're going out to eat Thursday night at the restaurant, and so I'm gonna go get something. I'm gonna eat a real nice meal at the restaurant, so there's no point in starting my diet now because I'm just gonna ruin it in the 3 days. And then that happens, and then it's like, oh well, I do have that thing next Tuesday, so I can push it off till then. um and what other things that are keeping you from starting? And I've mentioned it previously too, is for me some of it has been arrogance in that I've had success losing weight in the past, so I've just kind of been like, well, I'll just lose it right before I need to have it off. And just actually thinking about it right now, this is one of the few times where I don't have like I need to be, I want to be thin for a wedding, or I want to be thin for this event that I've got going on with my family, and so many times I, I do the math and be like, okay, so if I wait till 2 months out and I really hit it hard, I'll be able to lose 50 pounds and then I'll look better, or okay, wait, maybe if I go 4 months out, and then you get to 4 months out and you're like, well, I could probably push it, and then you get closer and closer and you're like, well, I guess I'll just go fat, you just don't do it, and it's, things like that. I'm just curious as to what's keeping you from doing it. And, you know, really, I guess when you start to say what's keeping you from doing it or put it on paper, a motivated person, I suppose, finds a way around those things. Okay, go out to eat Thursday night, but reduce your calories for 2 days before you do it, and then don't eat what you would normally eat. Just get, or eat half the portion and save it for later. There's all kinds of things you could do, but you talk yourself out of doing them. Like I said, maybe for the fear of embarrassment, because you have to explain, oh, well, I'm only eating half of it because I'm trying to watch my calories, and you're already embarrassed because you're overweight. And so, but yeah, just curious as to what's keeping other people from doing it. Like I said, for me, probably a lot of it's been arrogance that I could just do it. Um, I mean, recently, I honestly, in my head, I've used the COVID virus, in March, when probably would have been a great time to start. I mean, it would have been, we're all, kind of locked up in our houses anyways. And in my head, I was kind of like, well, if the end of the world is coming, then I better pack a few pounds on, because if food becomes short, then I'll live longer than everybody else because I got all this fat. And it's an awful thought, but I'm sure, I know I had along those lines. It's not like I went out and started intentionally packing pounds on, but I definitely didn't pay attention to what I was eating, or I let myself eat whatever I wanted because, if the stores run out of food, at least I got it on my body. So hopefully the stores keep the food on the shelves because I'm getting rid of the fat now. I'm not going to have a backup plan at the end of the world now. I'll have to figure something else out. Honey, buy some rice. So, um, so yeah, but yeah, starting this, I'm doing a 30-day fast, which is really getting rid of a lot of that excess fat that I was storing for the end of the world. Having that 2 pound loss today, I mean, it's, not really any secret that I'm still on the fast. I don't think that I would have seen that big of a loss if I wasn't. And so that puts me at 11 days, 7 hours left. I've been fasting Gotta scroll down. It's 449 hours, I believe. I just kind of, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 449 hours. I'll double check my app here while I'm doing it. But the fast has been going really good. I'm happy. The only thing, I might have to look into my electrolyte stuff or maybe look into some other things people maybe say, but I've been getting kind of a gas. It's not any type of reflux or anything like that. It's just been like a gas, and I've been trying to switch on my electrolyte drink to, instead of, I was drinking all of it right away in the morning. And so now what I've been trying to do is have it throughout the day. So I have it like in a coffee cup here. I mean, I'm probably not even, I'm over halfway through it today, but I'm drinking it, I suppose, like a coffee. Um, which again, if you heard my stream from the other day, is really weird to me to drink anything like a coffee. I I don't know. It's always been silly. I've never understood how people could sip coffee and have it last for hours. I'm very much a drink, big gulps or big drinks at a time. Even with like hot chocolate. Hot chocolate drives me nuts because I hate to just sip it and burn my lips because it's hot or whatever. Um, but yeah, I'm like wanting to throw ice cubes into it, get it to like that just hot enough that I can drink it like I drink soda, like just barely warm so it doesn't burn my throat. I can always remember just waiting for it to get to that point. So to drink something, sipping it is definitely new to me. And as odd as that may sound to people, but I'm working on it, and I feel like I'm doing similar with the water. I'm not taking big jugs of water. My water jug kind of helps with that too, because it doesn't just dump water out in big chugs. So, um, but overall, the fasting, I've mentioned it multiple times. My legs feel amazing from my knee down. I the I guess getting into it a little bit with my legs is that I've always been really proud, I guess, of my calves. Like I have large, muscular calves, and I've never really held my fat around my calves until the last couple years. And it's not even that I'm holding fat around my calves, and what it is that I'm getting a fluid, or I had a fluid build up on my lower legs because of poor circulation, and then being obese on top of that, and it's just caused my lower legs to swell. And that's something where I just guess was it, yeah. I guess another thing I wanted to talk about, I was maybe going to bring it up later, but I'm kind of talking about it now. But is like not only like what's keeping you from starting your diet, but what's keeping you motivated to go on. What kind of non-scale victories are you seeing, or other victories? And my legs are definitely a victory I'm seeing right now. I'm not out of the woods, I guess, or I'm not. I'm only been doing this for 20 days, but the reduction in the swelling, the skin feels better. Um, the the chronic pain has really gone away. I've just overall been super happy with that alone. And the sad thing is when I think about it, is that a year and a half ago, or I don't even know how, it was something like that, that I did my first 30-day fast. Um, I had similar issue with my legs, but it wasn't to the point that it's at now, as far as the swelling and any skin damage and things like that. But um, I did that 30-day fast, and I definitely noticed an improvement, and everything was better about it. And I didn't. I should have used that as to keep me motivated, you know. And so then a year and a half later, fast forward, and I'm in a worse spot. I was in a worse spot with them than I was when I started, and so or was a year and a half ago, and I definitely kicked myself over that too because if I'd stuck with that, you know, I'd been 420, and then I mean I'd be 42 pounds lighter than I am now, and I'd be a year into this already, or a year and a half. But I am where I am now, and I gotta just go with what I got in front of me, and that is 3 years of getting better. Um, and so the kind of skipping around on all my notes here today. The only thing I haven't really gone over here is the fast food savings account, and I looked through the rest of the month. In November, I've decided was a bad month for me to look at this because um really for the last 5 or 6 days of November, I go out of town. Usually this year's different, obviously, with Thanksgiving. Things are changing and we're not traveling like we normally did. And so I do not have a ton of fast food stuff the rest of this month. And so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to either September or June of this year, kind of when my eating was definitely at a peak, and then I'm gonna kind of redo the numbers, and I'll go over all of that, and I might do that. I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow, but it might be Monday before I kind of go over and revisit the fast food savings account again. At this point, if you were following along, actually it was 18 days, but at 19 days here, I'm at 127.29. There's a few things that could have come into play, as I may have been trying to lose some weight at some point and not, but I mean it doesn't seem that way unless it was only for a few days because I didn't have a long period without fast food. But anyways, was I on a diet? I guess. What do you mean was I on a diet? Like after that last fast, I wasn't on a diet. Oh, in last November, I don't think I was. But it could have also been, so it could have been that maybe I was trying to lose some weight or I was trying to diet at some point in that time. The other is that I might have had cash on me. And so a lot of times, if I had cash on me, I would just buy in cash as opposed to having it on my bank statement. And again, that's just fast food. I mean, that's not gas station trips. That's not food that was prepared for me at home, stuff I eat on the weekend, going out to eat with the family. And so that's just a small amount. And and really with the fast food, that's just one area where my food addiction is bad, I guess. Um the other area would be with like snack foods and candies and chips. I mean, I wouldn't say that I prefer one over the other, salty or sweet. I just like it all. And so I was thinking about, like, it's funny, like I'm 19 days into my challenge. Been 19 days since I've gone to fast food restaurant or eaten fast food. It's been 19 days since I sat down and I finished a whole bag of barbecue chips or a whole sleeve of Pringles. Um, you know, how many days, 19 days since I've eaten most or all of a Tombstone pizza, just all of the things that I used to do. It's 19 days since I bought a candy bar and then also candy for the family, and then ate the candy bar on the way home, and then had candy for the family that I would share and eat with them. So, you know, uh, it's crazy to be letting go of these addictions. I feel really good about uh, where I am mentally with it. Obviously physically, it's been great being down this much weight. My flexibility feels great. And a little bit, I guess, with that was that I had 7 years ago when I lost a bunch of weight, I did yoga throughout the whole time. And I really, I want to get back into yoga, but I got to find a space or a time to do it at my house because group training yoga isn't really much of a thing at the moment. And then I think that's something you can kind of do at home anyways. If you get the right thing, I might look into some different yoga programs or maybe try doing them here. I can do them for you if you guys want to watch them. I could just do yoga instead of talking and watch my big butt try to bend over. Yeah, I mean that's kind of my goal tracking. I didn't usually in the intro I talk about the goals and everything. Yes, there's lots of yoga on YouTube, different places. You have access to thousands of hours of that kind of working out. So, but yeah, the I'm still trying to think of some midterm goals, something that could be a year or 2 year kind of thing. Not the weight loss. The weight loss may come off faster than the 3 years, and that would be great. But I still want to be at that 300 pounds down in 3 years. Like that's the goal. Is even if I lose the weight faster, is find a way to maintain it and be that weight. I have to learn how to eat and live like somebody at that weight and not eat and live like somebody that's 500 pounds. So that's a big part of this. But anyways, yeah, if you have any midterm goals or some ideas for things I could do, I really like to hike, so I'm hoping to get into some hiking. But going into the winter, that's obviously difficult. I do have a Garmin watch that I have been tracking things on. My steps really are kind of right between 3,000 and 4,000 a day, which from what my intensive studying and finding one website that said that's kind of average, but that's probably not true. It's probably low, I would imagine. But let me just see on my list of things here. I don't have a whole lot of other stuff. Again, if you guys want to leave a comment, let me know, what's keeping you from getting started. And once you get going, like I'm only 3 weeks in, I'm seeing lots of great positive gains. And there's, lots of opportunities that I've seen or have had where it's just been like, I've been doing so good. I could just have that, I could have a bite of that. I could do that, and I just have to keep my eye, got to keep focused on what my goal is here and what I want to achieve in the end. And so I'm just curious as what you guys use to keep yourself motivated, keep yourself going. If it's non-scale victories or if it's doing some sort of prizes for yourself when you hit achievements or do, certain lengths of time, just stuff like that. So I'd really love to hear from you guys down in the comments. I'm going to be doing this I'm doing the broadcasting like this here while I'm fasting, just to kind of keep a record for what I am doing for with the fast and just how long I go with it and how much weight I lose. But after that point, I'm going to go into probably broadcasting less. And so I'll try to, if you down below, you leave a comment and any successes you have, I'd love to give a shout out later on down the road when I do a stream, And yeah, prepping food for the family definitely is something that it gets tough to keep sticking with the diet. That's something I found. That's when this past weekend I was watching the kids solo, and definitely the either tasting stuff or trying, attempting to make sure it tastes good for them it's really tempting to just eat something quick, taste test it, and then either what they leave on their plate is sad because you just spent a half hour preparing it and they took a bite of it and they're throwing most of it away. Um, and you just see that as waste, but you have to let it go because that's the whole point of this is those are food addiction things. Those are things that's something in your head's tricking you into thinking you got to taste that or you got to try it. You got to, not throw that away, not waste it, And some of that might be portion control or some might be lots of things. But I'm going to sign off here today, guys. Again, leave a comment below with any questions, any comments. Hit that like and subscribe button. I do have an Instagram page that I'm going to be more on the Instagram page after I get done with this live streaming. I'm doing a lot with this live streaming, and so you're getting lots of updates or what's going on with me through this. But when I start, kind of spreading out and not doing this as much, I'm hoping to do more updates on Instagram because I'm hoping to be outside or away from my office doing things and not kind of trapped in the office broadcast. So again, I hope anybody that's on a diet is having great success. I hope that any struggles you have, you find the strength to get past and get through. Everybody have a great day. I will see you tomorrow again at 4 o'clock.